Testing 1, 2, 3, talking into the microphone, doing a test. I'm gonna put you down right here, then I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna go over here now. Look, I'm close to the music. Come over here real quick, pick up the camera, and let's start vlogging. Missed. What is going on, you guys? Today is going to be a bit of a late 10 a.m. video. If you noticed, I'm rocking a little bit of a different setup this time. So I'm actually rocking a Comica or Comica, whatever it is, wireless microphone setup. So, which means I could put you down right here and you can hear me totally fine, even though I'm about 2 yards away from the camera. Cool, right? We're gonna try the new wireless microphone setup, and I also brought some brand new lights, some LED panel lights, which I'm gonna be using for future sketch videos. So I got a lot of cool stuff coming in, especially this stuff down here. Now this is all gonna be for Betty. I got her brand new headlight bulbs because my blue ones that I had before, one of them went out, which kind of sucks because I like the blue low beam headlights. But at the same time, I was like, maybe we should change it up a little bit. So I got some xenon white ones that are gonna go in there. And then I got both high beams with the colored bulbs. So I got one purple and one blue. Also down here, I do have a universal lip kit. It's a 3-piece ABS plastic kit that will also help her front bumper because I don't know if you guys remember, we broke the bumper again for like a second time and I stopped rocking it because, or I stopped wearing it because I got tired of breaking the bumper. So with this lip kit, that'll at least solve, or at least protect this bumper if we ever take this car out somewhere. It's like a daily drive or something like that. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and unbox this stuff and see what we got going on here. All that stuff's gonna be in the description, by the way. If you wanna go check it out, let's do some unboxing. And these are the LED bulbs. So if you do have H1 bulbs and you have projectors, use these because it has a little fisheye on it. And I had to figure it out for myself what the difference is between a projector and a reflector light. A projector acts as is. It's like a projector screen. So it shoots outwards, and that's why it has that fisheye lens design, because it shoots straight out. A reflector uses a mirror inside the headlight housing so the light bounces back and goes out. So if you have projectors, get ones that have the little fisheye on top of it, because then it'll help it go forward. All right, time for the big boy. Whoop, didn't mean to do that. No, I like how they packaged it. It's very nice of them. Oh, here's the hardware. Okay, cool. So this is my first lip, so it's gonna be pretty interesting. Oh, that's actually not a bad material at all. Oh, wow, okay, I see you. I'm gonna put that down here and get this all out of the box first. So I thought about doing the carbon fiber version of this, but I'm not big on carbon fiber. It's expensive to fix and it's hard to find, parts that fit and you have to chop it up sometimes. Like, it's not in my forte for my car builds. I'll let everybody else do that. Does this screw on, I believe? Oh, it does, okay. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so you can actually adjust it, that's nice. This will actually, how thick this is, this will pretty much replace my original fins that I have on here, and I did on the original bumper. Well, let me lay all this out, mainly this, we'll put this piece together, and I'll just kind of makeshift the length of it, because it looks like you can adjust it too. Yeah, so you can adjust it a little bit, which is kind of cool. So if you want to go wider, shorter, I think I might go all the way in and just kind of measure it from there. Okay, so I got everything all laid out nice and neat here for you guys. I actually like the satin black on this. I think I might keep it that way instead of painting it. And since we're going to be getting rid of this design, my little fins, this is actually a really good replacement for this. Now, this is never supposed to fit this bumper, just so you know. So if it looks like I know what I'm doing, it doesn't. It totally doesn't look like I know what I'm doing. But we do need to rip off these old fins here. The one thing I'm worried about is the one over here, because that's the one that still has the chip. I have not fixed this bumper yet because it's got that tiny crack, which I'll zoom in here in a minute. So as I'm removing that, I gotta be extremely careful. Now, I will fix that in the future. I'll definitely fix that. I'm just tired of seeing my little thing flopping around the wind here. But yeah, let's go ahead and try to see if we can get this bad boy lined up. Probably should remove those first. Yep. So if you can see that, that's how far back this bumper is. It cracked all the way back in here because that's the end of it. It's fixable, it definitely is. You just have to trim open this piece again and then realign it and then seal it with fiberglass again. It's definitely fixable, but like I said, you know, until I get a chance to get that fixed, I think I'm going to wait on it. And then I almost want to just leave it because it's just like, you know, lesson learned, don't do that. So, I don't know, man. But most of it came off, you know. I left it with some residue all over the place here, just some of that stickiness, which is not going to be too hard to get rid of. But, yeah, it is a little unfortunate. It's hot! Nice. It still leaves a little stickiness, but that's actually good. So I saved it. So I have an extra one of these laying around. But it did leave some residue under here, which is actually good because I can use that to stick the piece on so I can line it up better. Okay, so I'm just test fitting it and like, oh my God, just by this angle right here, that's gonna be so good. I'm surprised. I'm just mocking it up right now. So I just used some masking tape and tacked it in the inside so I can get a good alignment here, but damn, dude. That just really, I mean, especially if you look at it up here, that just gives it a supremely more like aggressive look. Now, it is difficult because I have to make sure that lines up with the back of the bumper here. I may go back maybe a tiny bit, you know, just a tiny bit past the bumper, but other than that, dude, that's gonna look so good. Oh my God, I am blind, I can't, there we go, can't aim. Okay, so after several hours of getting this thing to line up the way I want to, this is pretty much where I'm at right now. It took some finagling, but I think I did a pretty decent job trying to line all of it up. The hardest part was back there, where you had to leave enough spacing back there so it wasn't too close to the bumper. And the other part was trying to make sure this little lip right here lines up exactly on this edge. Now all of that's not going to fit the rest of this very well. The way I measured it is I looked down, and then this part right here where this little edge comes needs to hit the bumper right at this little lip here. That is exactly where I want it to be. And then even in the back, there's a tiny bit of a gap there, and it doesn't quite sit on top of the lining because, like I said, it's going to have some spaces because this is not supposed to go on this bumper. But this is centered. Let's go over here. Same thing here. I look down from up here so that this space here, this opening, lines up this part right here, and it's flush. But back here, I'm going to put my finger right there. That is where the bumper is, and see how far back this lip comes? It's not going to line up exactly here. Even on the old bumper, I did test it on the old bumper, it's not going to quite line up correctly. So I left maybe like a finger's length back. I think that's about, yeah, at least an inch back. Inch and a half, something like that. And I marked it with the tape, so if I go to put this on permanently, that's how far back I want it. And it's like that on both sides. It goes a little too far back, but as long as it's like a finger how thick my fingers, that's okay with me. As long as the rest of it doesn't stick too far out. But I'll keep fadangling. What? I'll keep fadangling a little bit. Then I'll get to the actual part where I get that. Then I'll get to the actual part where I drill this bitch in. I'm also going to use screws and 3M tape. So it's get double protection. What? So it gets double. God, double strength. I cannot talk for the life of me right now.
3 a.m. in the morning.
It's another 3 a.m. Work night for me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Blech. Alrighty guys, it's the next morning. I fell asleep for like 6 hours. I mean, it's not the worst I've had. I've slept for 4 hours before. We're gonna be able to finish this slip today, hopefully. Also, I'm rocking my regular microphone again because my other stuff didn't charge. I'm very tired. Let's finish this, shall we? Shall we? Alright, so we got it all tacked on. That way if I remove the tape or if I lift the car, which I'm going to lift the car up a little bit because I need to get a couple of screws on. I mean, 3M is great and all. I mean, right now it's kind of like, it's pretty on there. But for rigidity and durability, a little extra something, I'm going to put a couple of screws on here. Now the kit came with like 20 screws. I don't know if I'll use all 20 screws. But I know I want to put one there, maybe like 3 or 4 over here, or 3 or 4 over on that side. But I don't want to put too many holes in this bumper, otherwise it just makes it really weak. But the 3M will at least hold really well. So when I was putting this on, I did notice something with this lip. It's about, it's kind of there. So it's about a finger length behind this bumper. As long as it's not way the heck back here and it's not going to have any issues with this, which I'm going to test that. Make sure when I turn the wheel it's not going to hit this at all. Check the finger. Yep, perfect. And there's plenty of clearance right there. So I don't know if it's just because of the way, you know, one, it might be the way this lip is designed. So it's a little lopsided the way they built it. But I think once I get the screws on, I can rip it back off and readjust that and pull it forward a little bit more. Alright, so it does clear, but I'm still worried that it's going to scratch up my tires. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out just this little square, and then where this indentation is, I think what I might do is either leave this ledge or curve it in like an edge like this. Alright, so that looks a hell of a lot better, and it gets rid of this little clearance problem. And all I did was just took this little wedge out. Gone. And I actually might keep it like this. It doesn't seem to interrupt anything because, like I said, the wheel's not going to come out to here to hit it. But I'll leave it like that for a little bit. But at least this is not going to hit anything now. Alright, so we got all that situated. Let's go ahead and jack up the car and get all them screws and bolts and nuts and stuff in there. It's getting a little late, so we gotta get going. Am I going out or in? Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, that should be big enough. Yeah, baby. That is way bigger. There we go. Okay, that's one. Gotta get the hole on this side. So we got it all assembled. I'm absolutely a mess. I got fiberglass all over me and plastic and a whole lot of something. But there's only one thing left to do. But all I got is my tire shine. Same thing, right? So, I did the best I could, and the lip is fully installed. I got about almost a half a roll of 3M on it, mixed in with some nuts and bolts. This way I can also readjust it if I ever need to, because I did notice over here, this is slightly more further out than the other side. Just by a little bit. But it's not perfect. I think I did a pretty decent job just trying to eyeball it. And I've been up since 3 in the morning. I didn't film any of it, but it's 3 in the morning lining everything up. And then I literally fell asleep on the floor that I had to go home and call it quits. But I would highly suggest trying out this little lip. It fits turbo and non-turbo cars. So I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys want to go check it out. It's a couple bucks, it's not too expensive. I almost debated of getting the suspension pieces here, you know, the little lip supports, but I was like, nah, I didn't want to drill too much into this bumper. Plus, I think that would make it look too crowded. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Should I do the lip supports for extra support, or should I just do it as like an aesthetic thing, or just don't do it at all? So that's what the new setup's going to look like. You got purple over here for the passenger, then you have one blue one for the driver, and then both low beams are going to be regular xenon white, or I guess I call it ghost white, since it's like really, really white. Yeah, I know, I'm very creative, aren't I? Ghost white, yeah, that's original. It honestly was getting a little old when I was rocking the blue low beams with the purple high beams, so I was like, you know what? Let me change up the style, because I got tired of it, and I literally could not see at night. It was so hard to see with like blue headlights. Have you ever tried that? It's very hard. And I don't see many people trying this out. Like, these are just direct replacement bulbs. I'm not doing like a whole conversion box. I could have, and I actually looked at a few of them, but it's not because they're expensive, it's because it's a pain in the ass to try and hide the box somewhere in the engine bay or in the housing. So I rather do plug-ins, because it's cheaper and it's also a lot easier to work with. It's been like a couple of busy days, grinding and a lot of patience and all that sort of stuff to end this video off for you guys. I'm exhausted from a 3 a.m. grind all the way up until now. I'm running on 5 hours of sleep. It's time to call it on this. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a fat thumbs up. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you goons later.